here to help your children spread their wings and fly through life. Today we're talking about positive discipline and the benefits of positive discipline and how actually to do it. In order to understand how to implement positive discipline, we need to understand some of the developmental areas of the kids. Now, children develop in all sorts of different ways. They develop their physical attributes. They're changing so much in the first 5 years of their life. They develop intellectually and academically, so they start to understand where they are in the world, and they're curious about everything around them, about the grass and the bugs. They're curious about that stop sign in the road and what you're doing, how you're cooking and what you're eating, all those sorts of things. They're also very curious about the social skills, how you interact with other people and how you get really positive responses from others. Now, how do children learn? They learn through many different aspects. One of the most important aspects is through repetition. So they observe what is happening around them, and then they start to do it, and they'll start that repetition of doing it again and again and again. You will have seen them when they start to walk. They pull themselves up and they totter on their legs, and they're getting their muscles all working so that they can start to walk, and they take those first few steps and they're tottering around the place, and then as they do it again and again and again and they move more and more, you'll see that they become more stable. Their muscles are much more capable of holding them up, and they start to do that walking. They become more solid, their core becomes stronger. And then once they've done that, they start running, and they'll run everywhere, and it'll be really, really busy. So how they learn to do that is exactly how they learn all skills, whether it be a social skill, whether it's doing the right thing, or whether it's learning to write or to read. All those aspects are done in exactly the same way. It's that repetition that really teaches them how to do things. So developmentally, when we're looking at 2 years of age, and we'll go through each 2, 3 and 4 years of age at the moment, they're really curious about their environment. They're very, very mobile. They love touching things and holding things. They're developing their speech, so they're starting to talk and starting to understand grammar and understand how to say certain sounds. And it's interesting to note that at different ages they're capable of only saying certain sounds. They interact with the others and they love to explore the world. Exploring the world is the most important thing to them. They love seeing what's happening around, and even if it's just around your own home, they really love finding new things to do and different ways to use different aspects of their toys and the things that they can find in their own environment. As they get into 3 years of age, they're a lot more mobile. They're more tactile. They love messy play. They love jumping up and down in puddles. Their gross motor movements are becoming a lot more stable, and they start to learn to throw balls and kick balls. They learn to skip and do things like that. They also learn to take turns and to share. They can start to look at playing some very, very, very simple games, but that's really more in 4 years, when they're coming up to 4 years of age. They can follow 2 and 3 step instructions, so you should be able to say, go to the toilet and wash your hands and then come back to me, and they should be able to follow those 3 steps. They love to interact with others and play with others, and they'll play side by side with others, but they'll also start to play with others so that they can join their games together. Now, as they get into 4 years of age, their games change, and they do a lot more role-playing games, and those role-playing games are so important for their development. They'll reenact situations that they will have seen you do. They'll reenact books that you've read to them, and that reenactment is important for the children to understand where they fit as far as the world and how those books actually are teaching them different aspects of their lives. So for instance, if they're going to go to the doctor, role playing what's going to happen at the doctor with their toys is a great way for them to understand what's going to happen when they get there. By the same token, when they come home from the doctors, they might then role play again and again and again what's happened at the doctor's surgery, so the stethoscope on their heart and things like that. And that reenactment is important for them to really get an understanding of what's happening and what has happened in their life, and to de-stress from some of those aspects that are a little bit concerning for them, or they're a little bit different. 4-year-olds also have a great sense of humour. Their personality is developing, and they love laughing. They laugh so many times more than what an adult does. Somewhere I read they laugh 300 times a 4-year-old does, and that's just incredible. But if you watch 4-year-olds when they're running around, they're laughing all the time. They're just loving life. 4-year-olds are a lot more confident when they're speaking with people, and they should be able to understand some of the normal social etiquettes, like saying hello and saying goodbye, whether you give people cuddles or whether you don't give people cuddles. They should start to understand stranger danger, which is very sad that we have to teach them at this age, but it is something that's really important. And it's also important that they know what information to impart. So they can say, my name's Amanda, what's your name? But you don't tell them all the details about you. So these are social etiquettes that we need to teach our kids at that 4 years of age.
Thank you for watching Modern Successful Parenting. All advice and information given during this course is designed for general use only. If you have any concerns for your child, please seek professional advice as soon as possible. For terms and conditions, see website www.modernsuccessfulparenting.com.au. Thank you.